Louisiana Beer Review's Southern Comfort Original. I did the Southern Comfort 100 proof, and I was very happy with that one. This is the original. They claim 35% alcohol, 70 proof. Spirit whiskey, which is a type of whiskey, with natural flavors and caramel color. So the flavors are natural. The color is coming from, well, caramel. Produced by Sazerac Company, New Orleans, Louisiana. None genuine but mine, quote unquote. In 1874, M.W. Heron took harsh whiskeys of the time and mixed them with his own blend of fruit and spices to create a whiskey that could be enjoyed comfortably. Since then, Southern Comfort has been spreading the soulful and vibrant spirit of New Orleans. And they're showing a old South plantation scene there along the Mississippi River. You see a steamboat, the River Road, which back then the River Road was gravel at best. Now it's paved all the way. Can't figure out that code. Bought this at Rouse's. I mean, you see this everywhere in the 750, sometimes liters. I'd like to try the black, but I want to find a small bottle. I don't want to get a big bottle of the black. I had the Fiery Pepper back when Brown-Forman owned it, which was good. And it was made with aged in a McElhenney's Tabasco barrels, Tabasco sauce barrels. Then I tried the original on a hangout, one of our Fandango Fridays. I wasn't too sure about it on that one. I wasn't too thrilled. So now we'll check out the, that'll be enough for today. Let's go half, exactly half. I think that's half, yes. And then I tried the 100, which I bought at one of the local stores, and it was very nice. So I was looking for the 50 milliliter at Total Wine & More, but I couldn't find it. So Rouse's had the 100 milliliter. I said, oh, well, I'll drink half one day and finish off the next. Well, it's caramel, well, gold with the sun shining through it. More tan with the sun shining at it. This is one of those 45 days a year that is dry and cool in Louisiana. It's kind of cold right now, but it'll warm up to the probably mid-70s, low to mid-70s today. Not a cloud in the sky at this point. This product has changed hands over the years, but it's back in New Orleans now. And Sazerac picked it up from Brown-Forman in 2015, 7 years ago. 2015, I think they paid $500 million for the rights and the recipes. Now, spirit whiskey. Talk about that in a moment. There's not a whole lot of aroma here, but I have it from the freezer. You don't want these things to be warm, no. But there's some kind of fruity spices. That's all I can say. Fruit and spices. And they're not going to take with the uniform alcohol legs. So let's see. 70 proof. The black label is 80 proof, and the red label is 100 proof. Spirit whiskey is less than 20% straight whiskey. The rest of it, over 80% of a spirit whiskey, is grain neutral spirits, unaged grain neutral spirits, raw. So that is a class of whiskey, and I know Rebecca Creek did sell a spirit whiskey. Let's go to taste. Cheers. Most of the whiskeys you get though in the United States of that sort would be blended whiskey, which is at least 20% straight whiskey in the blend. At least 20%. Can have no more than 80% unaged raw corn liquor. Of course, you know, in Canada, Ireland, and Scotland, that corn liquor has to be aged at least 3 years before it's blended. So it's going to be aged into a whiskey, aged in oak barrels into a whiskey. It's funny, when I did the hangout, it tasted a lot sweeter, like it was a little too sugary sweet. And I'm not picking that up today that it's so sugary sweet. There's sugar sweetness. There's some kind of fruit, like my friend David said he thought it was cherries. I don't get that. To me, it's more like apple, red apple, but. And then some very demure, subdued spices, like say maybe cinnamon or nutmeg or maybe white pepper. It's hard to say. You're not going to find out unless you commit industrial espionage or some sort of thing. It's like people will say, oh, this is the Sazerac Buffalo Trace mash bill for their bourbons, and it's for this and this and that bourbon. And I said, well, that's not official. Oh yeah, I read it on this guy's blog. But where did he get that from? Oh, he got it from a book. Yeah, but where did they get that from? Oh, they knew a guy in the industry. Knew a guy in the industry. So there are no official mash bills for the Sazerac products, but there are people that will contend that they know it, and maybe they're right, but there's no way you can definitively say that. All right, the body here is light, actually. It's thin-bodied, surprisingly. There's no syrupiness in the mouthfeel, and the finish is actually on the dry side, which you probably wouldn't expect with some concoction like this. Sounds like a bad situation out on the highway. You get a number of wrecks out here, being that there's 4 major highways coming through here, east and west. Sorry. There's actually 3 north-south highways and 1 east-west major highway. But they cross, and that's where it seems like a lot of the wrecks occur, at the junctions. Okay, the 100 proof had a lot more character, a lot more boldness, a lot more flavor. But it's 100 proof. Now, 100 proof is a little much for me. I think the 80 is going to be the one, and I don't drink these things anyway. I don't ever drink liqueurs except if I'm doing a video, and that's the truth. But then also I don't drink. You might say, well, you don't drink liquor if you're not doing a video. You don't drink liquor just to drink it. That's true, though. It is true. So I want to try to find a small bottle of the 80 proof, the black label, but it may take a while to track it down. I'll be keeping an eye out for it. Yeah, I'm going to go with B on this one, 86 out of 100, a B. It's mild and mellow. I don't see why somebody would drink this and think it's like ghastly or incredibly offensive. Some people claim, the Sazerac Company is not claiming that on their website that I can tell, but some people claim that they changed the recipe when they bought it from Brown-Forman, and it's better now and all of this. I don't know. All I know is the website talking about, well, we acquired it in 2015 and we brought it back to New Orleans, and I don't know where they're distilling it in New Orleans. So it's produced in New Orleans. It doesn't say bottled in New Orleans. It say produced. That means the whole thing is done here. I don't think I know Sazerac House doesn't have the capacity. That's more of a showcase distillery there, where they do make Sazerac rye, but only a tiny percentage of the total. And they even admitted that they send it back to Kentucky where they age it at Buffalo Trace and bottle it there. But they distill it in New Orleans so that you can see how it works, the Sazerac rye. And then, but the 99% of Sazerac rye, I guess the number would be, is still at Buffalo Trace in Kentucky. But there could be some big distillery in the industrial sections of New Orleans, like the eastern industrial section of the city, that no one is aware of, that gives no tours, so it wouldn't be something that you'd know about. It has to be, because it doesn't say produced in Baton Rouge or Gretna. It says New Orleans. So maybe I'll do a little project trying to track that down. But I got a feeling I won't be able to, but I'm going to try. Because I know out there east of the Industrial Canal, there's 2 huge coffee mills, Folgers, right on the canal. That does all their mainline Folger products. And then in further east towards Mississippi, along the Highway 90, US 90, that goes all the way to Jacksonville Beach, Florida, there's the other huge Folgers coffee mill, which was opened in 1966, and that does all their craft, they said in the newspaper, their craft style coffees, most of which are probably labeled under other names and sold in a manner that you're not going to know that Folgers is making it. But anyway, so I'm thinking somewhere out there, but people say, oh, you bored me to death with all that. Okay, so I'm going to score it to be 86 out of 100, a good product, much better than I had expected it to be today. And I'm going to end this review by saying, well, y'all go to New Orleans and visit the Sazerac house. You could take an interactive tour there where they actually let you taste the products, and then at the end buy a bunch of stuff at the gift shop, of course. But it's a free tour. Sazerac charges no fees for any of their tours. Bardstown, 1792. Barton, 1792 Distillery in Bardstown. Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky. Sazerac House in New Orleans. No charge whatsoever. No, you don't pay for parking. Don't know about the Montreal, Canada Distillery, if they even give tours. Don't know about Lewiston, Maine. Don't know if Louisville, Kentucky, big facility gives tours, or Glenmore in Western Kentucky. I don't know if they give tours. But you could call Sazerac and ask them, and they'll tell you. They're good about that. In fact, here's the number, 1-866-729-3722, and they are the most helpful company I've ever talked to. I mean, they'll tell you, you name any product they make, and they'll tell you what stores have it in your area. They'll even tell you, like the guy said, you want to know, he was saying, this store here, he's looking it up, hasn't sold that product since October 2014. So they give you really detailed information. So thanks for watching this video production.